Okay, maybe you are in a position right now that you realize you're not exactly where you would like to be, whether you're in a job you don't like, or you would like to have your own business, or you want to um, try to have some kind of a side hustle. Maybe you love your job, but you still would like to have some other things that you do as well. Um, I'm going to be uploading a few videos covering a few different areas, but the first one is starting a business. And so, if you want to start a business, I'm somebody I've been self employed basically my entire adult life. I started out with network marketing and I did that for a few years. And I was a professional writer, which I've continued to do to varying degrees of time commitment. There was a few years there where I was doing about 2 or 3 books a month, working with a publisher. And then I was also, when my kids were younger, I was writing articles. I'm not going to go into my whole thing, but then I worked at a school and doing sign communication and a few other things, which is why you always see me moving my hands because I'm wanting to sign while I speak, but I won't. So this is about starting your business. And the first thing is you've got to change your mindset. If you have been an employee your whole life, you have an idea and an expectation that I go to work, I do this many hours or this task, and then I get paid this much, and I always get this, and this is my expectation. Even if you're in sales, you have a certain, I know I need to make this many calls, and I need to go to these meetings, and I need to, so the first thing you have to do is understand the mindset of a business person, which is not an employee, because you're not just thinking about your one piece, you're thinking about the big picture. And you need to be honest with yourself about whether you are cut out to be a business owner. In many respects, I'm not. There's a lot in business that I am simply not good at. And I did poorly in a number of my businesses early on because of that. So let me give you some book recommendations and a couple of mindset recommendations, and then I will turn you out into the world of YouTube. And I will also add some playlists down the line to things that I find that are meaningful as I find them. I'm not going to simply throw stuff at you and waste your time. The first book, though, absolutely is The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. I love this book. I've read it about 4 times. I strongly recommend you get the book on CD or an audiobook. CD, I'm dating myself. Some form of an audiobook version. I also have it in print because there are certain things that I need to see in print because I'm a very visual learner, and it helps me with implementation to jump to that spot and to tab it and highlight it. But to listen to the whole book, I used to listen to it once a year in July. And I did that for like 4 years. Along those same lines, the book Who Moved My Cheese, phenomenal book. You need to read it just to get, I think it kind of shakes us to try to think about things a different way, no matter who we are, which is why I've read Who Moved My Cheese probably like 7 times. So The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, he talks about the entrepreneurial seizure, and the rest I'll let you discover. Second book I would strongly recommend you read is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. Again, this is a mindset book. This is not specific to any one business or industry. It's all about changing the way you think. And I can tell you that Secrets of the Millionaire Mind was probably one of the biggest brain shifters for me 20 years ago, or right, 15, 20 years ago, whenever I read it, that I've ever had. In terms of like business and development, not me as a person. But I did recognize some self-destructive behaviors and attitudes in both of these books and Who Moved My Cheese, those 3 books together. Although they're classics and they're not the newest, there's plenty of new great books, but I'm saying just fundamentally, the first step to starting a business is making sure that you have the mindset of a business person. So like a doctor has to be able to deal with blood, gore, death, and they have to be emotionally in a place that they can handle these kind of things that many of us can't. If you're a teacher, you have to have the emotional ability to repeat yourself over and over, to have the same cyclical thing, to work with students of whatever age you're teaching and deal with those unique things. So every career path and industry has its own mindset you have to have. And these are about simply business mindsets. And then the last thing, I kind of alluded to it a minute ago. YouTube videos are great, other videos, but there's a quote, and whoever, if you can help me find the quote, anybody who's listening to this who said it, but you become the average of the people you surround yourself with. If you are the biggest, smartest, greatest person in your group, you need to find a new group. That doesn't mean you abandon your friends. They're still your friends and things, but the people who influence and speak into your life need to be the people who are now where you're trying to go. And as you move through the averages and you start to reach the top of that group, you need to find the next group to influence you professionally. Again, it doesn't mean that you abandon the people you knew and grew up with and care about and those kind of things, but you are going to be the average of the people you surround yourself with. And sometimes that means friendships end because people no longer feel comfortable with your new interests. Now, if you're a snob, that's a problem. If you're somebody who thinks you're better than somebody else, that's a problem. But if you're becoming more and more interested in, say, I don't know, a big thing, gold and silver, people talk about that, and cryptos. So if you're super duper interested in talking about crypto, but your best friend is more interested in talking about baseball, you can still be friends and go to baseball with your friend. But you also need to find friends who are also interested in crypto, because if you're the only one that knows anything about it, you're not learning anything new. You're not growing and developing in that area. You see the difference? So that is where YouTube can be either a great place or a horrible place. The internet can be a great place or a horrible place, but find some groups of people who provide you the information on the things that you are trying to learn more about and surround yourself with them. That means books, that means groups, and that means real information. That does not mean constantly reading memes and little 1-minute sound bites and things like that. You need to make sure you go deep, not wide. Do you understand what I mean by that? If you have questions, put it in below. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't want to know a lot about a little. You want to get a lot about a little, find the thing where your passion is, and then hone in there and then drill down deep. And that means turning off your devices, turning off the world, and getting into a real life book and taking notes and finding a topic and going and searching everything you can find on that topic and learning about that topic. That is the key to starting a business. So you get the business, you find out the ins and outs of running a business, as well as whatever it is that you're interested, whether it's building or writing or whatever it is. If it's a taxi business, if it's a flower delivery business, learn the ins and outs of all the things in the industry, learn from other people who are in the industry, recognize that some people in the industry will sabotage you. So be careful what you learn in the industries. Don't let people take advantage of you. Recognize that your time is valuable, and so don't waste it. Get into networking groups and get your mindset changed. So that is what I would recommend as someone who has had a number of businesses, who's made some colossal failures, but also has had some great successes. I hope it's helped you. If you know of some other great books, if you can put those below and tell why they're great, and maybe 1 or 2 things that really changed your thinking or helped you, share those things. But please remember copyright. Do not copy and paste a book. And I guess that's it. I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much for your attention and for sharing these videos. Bye.